Did 3 James Bond movies and made Michael Caine a star in Alfie, but it was for 2 female stars, Rita and Shirley Valentine, that Lewis Gilbert will be best remembered. The British film director has died at the age of 97. Lorna Shaddock reports.
My name is
Alfie!
It was this film, starring Michael Caine as an amoral young philanderer, that gave Lewis Gilbert his big break. Alfie, in 1966, was nominated for 5 Oscars and the Special Jury Prize at Cannes. That led on to Gilbert's first Bond film, You Only Live Twice. Followed a decade later, in 1977, by The Spy Who Loved Me. Lewis Gilbert was one of Sir Roger's favourite directors, said the family of the late Sir Roger Moore. The industry and Bond world will miss him, although his legacy lives on forever.
He really tapped into the series traditions of humour and of kind of, outlandish sort of action and spectacle. And he did it with a real sort of British sensibility. But what I think was his real skill was that he was able to take all that talent and apply it just as well to sort of very small-scale, intimate British films.
Gilbert went on to work with a galaxy of stars, including Julie Walters in 1983's Educating Rita.
Forgive me for asking, but didn't you used to be Shirley Valentine?
He followed that up with another adaptation of a Willie Russell play, Shirley Valentine, with Pauline Collins and Joanna Lumley. A director who hobnobbed with the stars, Lewis Gilbert's career spanned the century. He began under Alfred Hitchcock in the 1930s and was still working when he was awarded a CBE from the Queen in 1997. He never sought the spotlight, but his films will ensure his place.
Director Lewis Gilbert, the man behind some of the most famous Bond films like The Spy Who Loved Me and Moonraker, has died at the age of 97. He directed more than 40 films during his long career, including Alfie and Educating Rita. Our arts correspondent David Silito looks back at his life.
Look, that's right, that's it, that's fine.
When Lewis Gilbert took on Bond in You Only Live Twice, he was already a director with more than 20 films to his name. He'd directed Orson Welles, Kenneth More, Dirk Bogarde, but 007, with its seemingly unlimited budget, was new territory.
I've made 25 films and I've never been on a film where this doesn't ever come up. If I said today, look, I want 5,000 people flown in from Tokyo, I'm sure they'd be flown in,
Start her up.
In the 50s, Lewis Gilbert had made his name with a string of tales of stiff upper lip wartime British valour. And then in the 60s, a film that helped define a very different era, Alfie.
My understanding of women only goes as far as the pleasure. When it comes to the pain, I'm like every other bloke. I don't want to know.
No, Michael, we're going right.
On set, he was easygoing, charming, unflappable. The child of music hall performers, he'd spent his life in show business.
I just had to tell.
And 17 years after Alfie, he was reunited with Michael Caine in Educating Rita.
My God, I thought it was something serious.
After that, another Willie Russell adaptation, Shirley Valentine.
But now I'm Shirley Valentine again.
Lewis Gilbert. His career reads like a greatest hits of the British film industry. And it's certainly some of Mr. Bond's greatest moments.